This is the Triple Clowns Time Machine, where we will take you back in time to discuss some of the most memorable and some of the most not so memorable horse racing moments that have ever occurred in history. So put on that seatbelt, grab that yellow strap, pull on it, make sure you're secured. It might be a bumpy ride because we are going back in time. Welcome to the Triple Clowns Time Machine. Welcome, everybody, and this is what we like to call a little fun segment we do called the Triple Clowns Time Machine. And Tom from Tom and Tom Racing and myself, G. Graham Johnson, are going to go back in time to the year. And I'll just tell you, think this. Think Look Away by Chicago.
Think I'm pumping up my Reebok pumps.
Think Z Cavaricci's.
Think Seinfeld premiere.
Wow, it was a Seinfeld premiere, wasn't it? Think MC Hammer coming out.
Ooh. All right. Think if you build it, he will come.
Ooh, good one. Think that I have tight rolled pants on right now with a paisley shirt. Think that.
I know you do. I'm thinking that in 1989, the World Wide Web was invented.
Yes. So check your swatches. It's time to go. Let's go into it. And we're going to talk horse racing with Easy Goer and Sunday Silence. Ali, Frazier, Red Sox, Yankees, Lakers, Celtics, Palmer, Nicklaus, all historic sports rivalries. This begs the question, ladies and gentlemen, have we ever seen this kind of rivalry amongst horses? This week on the Triple Clowns Time Machine takes you back to the year 1989 as Tom and I look at one of the most dynamic times in all of racing as we explore the rivalry between Sunday Silence and Easy Goer. The two horses were as different as could be. Easy Goer was an equine version of an all-state high school quarterback and king of the prom rolled into one. Ogden Phipps's homebred was the son of Aladar, the country's hottest sire at the time. His dam was relaxing, Phipps's champion older female of 1981. The reddish chestnut colt was a strapping individual who reminded some of the great Secretariat, especially at times such as the 1989 Gotham Stakes at Aqueduct, when his winning time of a 1:32.2 was hailed as the fastest time ever for a mile on the dirt by a 3-year-old, or the Belmont Stakes, when his time of 2:26 was second only to Big Red of Meadow Stable. Meanwhile, Sunday Silence was the skinny high school geek. Awkward and thin in his formative years, he was entered in the California 2-year-olds training sale, but was bought back by Hancock for $32,000 when the bidding stalled well short of the $50,000 he wanted for the black, officially dark bay or brown colt by Halo. Now keep in mind, Hancock bought Sunday Silence for $17,000 as a yearling.
Well, and this had everything you really want in a rivalry. You have an East Coast horse, an Easy Goer, versus a West Coast horse and Sunday Silence, a young trainer with Shug. I mean, Shug was young at the time. Imagine that. I don't think he was ever young. And then you have an old trainer with Whittingham, with Sunday Silence. East Coast jockey, Day versus West Coast jockey, Venezuela. Still my favorite East Coast, West Coast rivalry, even better than Tupac and Biggie. I know you were a big fan of that one, Randy. But we're going to talk about each horse in each of the 4 races. In my opinion, it almost defined late 80s thoroughbred racing.
Well, I got to tell you, and as much as, it pains me almost to say, because you're right, I was a big into Tupac Biggie thing, and, obviously that ended tragically, so we don't like that very much. But I got to throw up the West Side here right now. I got to throw it up because it's clearly Sunday Silence was a better horse, no doubt. I'm going to go there right down. This horse, and he's easy to vote for because I'm going to say he almost died as a weanling. I mean, his legs were as crooked as a finger lakes pick for payout. And his owner, Hancock, he didn't even want him. Think about that. And so he tried to sell him at Keeneland. But guess what? Nobody else wanted him either. So he had to buy him back at $17,000. Why? this made this is crazy when you think about it with horse racing. Here's a horse that we do hear these stories once in a while, but let's watch these races and it's gonna be unbelievable. I mean, this horse almost died, not once but twice as a yearling. One time because of a virus, and he was, I think, shipped as a 2-year-old from Hollywood Park to Kentucky. It's not. I mean, it wasn't a normal thing that this horse went through. I can't say enough about it. The driver of the van, when he was shipping, the van driver died. I mean, this horse couldn't catch a break. The van driver died. God rest his soul. Of a heart attack while he's going through Texas, which you can't get any help in Texas. Have you been through there? It's like barren. I can't get a radio station in Texas. This guy dies with the horse in the back and flips the thing. I mean, okay, so his 2-year-old season wasn't great. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? I mean, this is ridiculous. And as a 3-year-old, then he goes to Santa Anita Derby, wins by 11 lengths in the San Felipe Stakes. And we're going to go through that. And a lot of people, they don't know this, but most know that the money on the Derby was on Easy Goer. They hated the West Coast horse. And a horse that came through everything. It's weird because I feel like nowadays he'd be more bad. But it was back then in the 80s, we were a little tougher on things. We didn't care about your sob story, apparently. We just went with who we thought was going to win, which I guess it's kind of cool in a sense. And I mean, listen, the horse comes back and wins the Derby, overcomes death 2 times. Nobody wanted him.
No.
I mean, Sunday Silence.
You make a great point. Why there's not a movie made out of Sunday Silence alone is beyond me. But I mean,
I actually have the rights to that movie, so we're keeping it under wraps.
Not gonna say anything. Listen, you were an East Coast guy back then. I'm an East Coast guy still. I was that kid who actually lived on the East Coast, but I actually was a Sunday Silence fan back in the day. But yeah, Easy Goer was, as you have mentioned, he was like the king of the prom. He was the great horse. And we're going to look through all these 4 races, but we got to talk about Easy Goer for a few minutes here before we get to the Derby. Was one of the best horses to race in the 80s. He had the unfortunate. He was just very unfortunate because he ran the same years as Sunday Silence. If he ran in 90, if he ran in 88 in the Derby, could he have won the Triple Crown? Maybe. We'll never know. That's a great thing about horse racing. He won 14 of the 20 races. He was the betting favorite in all but the Breeders' Cup Classic, all but one of his races. He won 4 straight, including the Champagne. He lost the Breeders' Cup Juvenile by a nose. And he took in succession, he took the Swale, he took the Gotham by 13 lengths. And then he won the Wood by 3rd. He was the favorite to win the Triple Crown, but as we all know, it didn't happen.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's great. It's great. And you made your case with Easy Goer there. I agree. Easy Goer is a great horse, but at the end of the day, let's talk about the Derby. But I have to say something real quick. Did you say the Swale? I mean, you're really going to give me the Swale. Really? Wow. It's great. He won the Swale. It's a grade 3. Big deal. I mean, let me think about the other great horses that have won the Swale. DJ Cat. Ooh, that was a good one. He won a whopping, I think, $237,000 in his life. Way to go. Which isn't terrible right now, but back then, really. But and my favorite Swale winner of all time, by the way, because I looked this up, Tom, because I knew you were going to bring up the Swale. And it's Cole Paul. Cole Paul. Anybody remember that guy? Cole Paul. This donkey broke his maiden at Delaware Park, none other than Delaware. So come on with the Swale, Easy Goer. Of all the things you can bring up, you're going to bring up the Swale. Do you want me to go on with the people from the Swale, or
let's talk? Let's get it. Let's get busy. Right. Let's talk about the Derby.
Let's go into the Derby, guys.
They're all in line and they're off. And Sunday Silence at the start comes right in and bumps Triple Buck. Houston takes the early lead on the outside. Dancel, Clever Trevor along the inside is 3rd. And here comes Northern Wolf, and again a few bumps. And Easy Goer is 5th at this point on the outside in great position, passing the stands for the first time. Houston with Pink Kai on the outside in front of neck. On the inside, it's Clever Trevor, 2nd by 2.5. Then a field horse, Northern Wolf, the roan, in 3rd. Sunday Silence comes out a bit from the rail in fourth. And Pat Valenzuela looks over his shoulder and sees that it's Pat Day in fifth on the outside with the favorite Easy Goer. Dancel with Snyder is sixth. Flying Continental is seventh. Wind Splitter is eighth. Irish Actor is ninth. Triple Buck on the outside 10th. Awe-inspiring 11th. Shy Tom is 12th. Western Playboy is 13th. On the outside, Faultless Ensign is 14th. Hawkster at the back of the pack is 15th and last. And about 18 lengths separate the entire field. The first half mile in 46 and 3/5 seconds. And Houston, trained by D. Wayne Lucas, winging it on the front end. Clever Trevor, the Oklahoma bred at the rail, is second. On the outside, Northern Wolf up close third. Then a gap of 2.5, and Sunday Silence is fourth. Dancel is fifth, and the favorite Easy Goer is sixth on the outside. Awe-inspiring, his stablemate is alongside and charging up, and now alongside Easy Goer. Then comes Triple Buck and Flying Continental. It's still Houston in front by 3/4 of a length. Northern Wolf second. Here comes Sunday Silence on the outside. The entry of Easy Goer and Awe-inspiring next as they straighten away in the stretch. Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela comes over, has little contact with Northern Wolf. On the inside, Houston is dropping out of it. Dancel is still tough. On the inside, then comes Easy Goer and Awe-inspiring, but with a 16th of a mile to go. And here comes Sunday Silence through the stretch, coming to the finish of the Derby. Sunday Silence wins this Derby by 2 lengths. It's a photograph between Easy Goer and on the outside, Awe-inspiring. So it's Sunday Silence. Easy Goer.
Well, that was something, wasn't it, Tom?
That was one hell of a race.
And I just have to say, Venezuela, that move when he went to the outside to get in front of Easy Goer on the first turn might have been the race. He knew he was outside of him. He went in front of him. And then Sunday Silence coming down the stretch, it reminds you a lot of these 3-year-olds that are all over the track. Authentic was one of them. Like, talk about all over the track. He bumps a horse, goes out wide. Looks like he's lugging, but he's not. Totally green in the stretch there. Just shows how fast he was. But I don't want to say Venezuela outrode Pat Day that day. But the move he made, that he had the move, Pat Day couldn't do anything.
The move he made, and
knew where he was.
Like you indicated, all over the course and all over the track. And it was, there was so much bumping and grinding in there that it's amazing that same race, same bumps happen in 2021. What jockey's going to throw up an objection? What could happen? But that is a classic wait all day Pat Day. He was sitting at 6th at one point, and he was waiting, and then Easy Goer was coming up along the rail, and then you see where he finished the race. To your point, he just didn't hug the rail. He was all over. It was that was a classic race.
No, it really was, and it's a good point of if you saw that nowadays. Also with the, they do feet traveled. Sunday Silence's feet traveled in that race would be so much more than almost any horse in that race. I mean, he went out wide and stayed wide, then swung wide again when he went over, swung wide again, and then obviously ran way out to the right at the end. Amazing. And I don't know how after that race, that horse could not be the favorite in the Preakness. I don't care if it's shorter. I don't care.
Yeah, and he was. And for those taking notes at home, I missed the trifecta. I had Shy Tom as my third horse, the Chris Antley in the irons. He finished like 9th or 10th, but he was
way to bet your name.
Hey, I was like 12, so
yeah, you're still doing that stuff. So, all right, let's go on. Let's look at round 2.
And they're off, and pulverizing quickly jumps to the lead. Houston on the outside in second. Dancel between them third. Northern Wolf on the outside is fourth, and Sunday Silence is right there and now fourth, moving up between horses. Passing the stands for the first time. Northern Wolf takes the lead by a head. Houston with Cordero on the inside, saving ground in second. Pulverizing is dropped back to be third. Then on the outside is Sunday Silence fourth. Easy Goer on the outside is fifth at this point, 3.5 lengths off the lead. Larry Snyder with Dancel at the rail is next. Then comes Rock Point, and 3 lengths back to the trailer Hawkster, who is 15 lengths off the leader, who is now Houston as they move on to the backstretch. The first quarter in 23 and 2/5 seconds. It's fast, but not that fast. Down the backstretch, Houston with Cordero leading the pack by 3 lengths. Northern Wolf is second, and now the Kentucky Derby winner. On the outside, Sunday Silence takes second, and here comes Easy Goer with a quick move on the outside with Pat Day. Going down the backstretch, it's Houston in front by a head. Easy Goer, the favorite, up to challenge. Sunday Silence between horses in tight quarters there. Back into third, Danso is fourth, Northern Wolf fifth. Rock Point on the outside, sixth. Pulverizing has had it. He's back to seventh, and Hawkster hasn't started to run. Midway on the turn, Dancel on the outside to the front. On the outside, here comes Sunday Silence to challenge. Now they're heads apart. Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela takes the lead at the quarter pole. Easy Goer back into second position. Dancel coming on third in the stretch. On the outside, it's Sunday Silence. On the inside, Easy Goer. And down the stretch they come. On the outside, it's Sunday Silence. Easy Goer with Pat Day. Back to challenge. Heads apart. Easy Goer on the inside with a slight lead. On the outside, Sunday Silence. The rest of them far back. Here's the finish of the Preakness. Sunday Silence and Easy Goer. Photo finish. Noses apart. I can't tell. But on the outside, Sunday Silence with Pat Valenzuela. He's waving his whip.
Wow.
Wow. That's perfect.
When do we see this? I mean, what a thing. And I tell you what, I even watched that stretch run. I think Easy Goer would have won if he didn't like keep turning his head. I think he wanted to bite Sunday Silence. Having an inquiry, them banging coming down the stretch, like and Easy Goer just hanging tough because Sunday Silence came like a train at him.
It did. And I think Dave blamed himself for that. He was really, I think he apologized to Shug after the race, said that he lost the race single-handedly, which, I mean, wow, the guy almost fell out of the damn irons. He held on for his dear life and took the lead after almost falling out of the irons in that stretch run. I mean, I haven't seen every single horse race of all time, but that's got to be one of the best ever, if not the best.
Well, yeah, especially since it was the Preakness.
Yeah.
It was the Preakness. So
yeah,
and wow, just wow.
Yeah, it's cannot watch that enough. And again, why there's not? We got to get that movie going, Randy. This is.
I know. I gotta talk to my people.
And once again, Sunday Silence just on top. He's up 2-0 now. And we're going.
I mean, but is that really 2-0? I mean, that could be like 1.1 to 1.9, or I don't know what it would be. I don't know if it's a full 2. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
my gosh. I mean, you can't knock Easy Goer on that one. But
no. And again, I mean, Easy Goer was the favorite in the Preakness, and it was just the at the time. Just looking back at some of the YouTube clips and whatnot, cannot emphasize the rivalry, whether it was media made or fan made, what have you, but just the Easy Goer versus Sunday Silence. I hope we see something like that again, because even though I remember it in 1989, the excitement that the nation really had was unbelievable, and hopefully we might get to see that again. I don't know.
Maybe one day. Let's go to round 3. What do you say?
Belmont, let's do it.
Ready for the Belmont 1989. Will Sunday Silence win the Triple Crown? Rock Point is acting up. And they're off. Sunday Silence on the outside grabs the early lead. Then comes Le Voyageur up alongside, and between horses, Easy Goer is right there. Firemaker in the middle of the racetrack is fourth. Then comes Rock Point. Triple Buck claims the rail as they round the clubhouse turn. It's Le Voyageur and Randy Romero on the front end, leading the pack by a length and a quarter. Triple Buck along the inside is second by a head. There goes Sunday Silence on the outside. Rock Point between horses fourth. Easy Goer is fifth on the outside, 3 off the rail. 2 lengths farther back, it's Firemaker. Then a gap of 2 on Hawkster, followed by Awe-Inspiring, Imbibe, and Irish Actor is 10th and last. as they move to the backstretch. On the front end, it's still the Voyageur running the first race of his life in the United States, the first time on dirt. In front by a length and a quarter. Sunday Silence reserved in second position. Triple Buck is gaining a bit on the inside. Easy Goer on the outside between horses Rock Point. Now moving down the backstretch. The first quarter in 23-1, the half in 47 seconds. That's 3 seconds faster than the affirmed Alydar Belmont. Down the backstretch, the Voyageur in front by 3.5 lengths. With Sunday Silence second, then Easy Goer on the outside third. Rock Point is fourth by a head. Triple Buck along the inside fifth. Firemaker is 6 by 2. Hawkster is seventh. Awe-Inspiring is eighth. Imbibe races ninth, and far back, that's Irish Actor 10th and about 20 lengths off the leader. But it's still Le Voyageur in his American debut, leading the pack 3 parts of a length. Now Pat Valenzuela asks for speed, and the Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner Sunday Silence responds. Easy Goer is also closing in on the top 2. Midway around the turn, Sunday Silence takes the lead and looks to the Triple Crown. Here comes Easy Goer on the outside to challenge. Le Voyageur is hanging tough. Those 3 across the track, and the others are far back. A quarter of a mile to go in the Belmont. Easy Goer on the outside takes command. Sunday Silence moves to the outside for the drive. The Voyageur is now in third, and down the stretch they come. It's Easy Goer with a furlong to the finish in front by 5. Sunday Silence appears beaten. The Voyageur is third. Down the stretch, and it's Easy Goer with Pat Day winning the Belmont and denying Sunday Silence the Triple Crown.
Little less dramatic there. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I like the track announcer at the end. Just Easy Goer for New York. Just further proclaiming the rivalry that we've been talking about.
Yeah, and listen, and if you're looking at the rivalry, 1-1, 2 out of 3. If you look at it, and if you're the person that goes by lengths or something like that, you know how tight the second one goes. So if there's a hair difference in the second one, I mean, everybody in the world saying Easy Goer is so much better because he beat Sunday Silence by a lot. And I do think in the stretch you saw a little bit of him being a little green, because I think that bump when he went out a little bit on him, and then Easy Goer made that swing move.
Yeah,
I think I might have hurt him. I mean, listen, it didn't look like anybody's beating Easy Goer that day.
no,
But you can see how this is more closer than you think.
yeah, it really. And again, just credit to Day on that ride. I think he felt bad, like we were saying, like, in the Preakness, and he took him at the quarter pole and turned the gas on, and just almost won for fun.
Yeah, and as a handicapper looking at this, and where we're headed next is the Classic. Who you bet there? I mean, if you watch all these 3 races, who are you betting? I mean, that's why this is a great rivalry, right? All right, so let's get into that.
Standing in line, and they're off. Sunday Silence breaks alertly. Easy Goer was off a step slow toward the inside. Slew City Slew, Blushing John, and Present Value. And they're passing us now for the first time. Slew City Slew is out to take the early lead now, and he's opened up a quick lead here of 2.5 lengths. Blushing John is second down the outside. Present Value is third. Sunday Silence is rating in fourth position. He's 6 lengths off the lead. Me Selecto is seventh. 4 lengths back to Easy Goer. He is 10 lengths off the lead of Slew City Slew as they move into the first turn, and the trailers are Crypto Clearance and Western Playboy. Slew City Slew, and he zipped the opening quarter in 22 2/5 seconds. A brazen display of early speed in this 1.25 mile classic. Blushing John is tracking him as they make their way onto the backstretch now. Sunday Silence poised on the outside third. Present Value to his inside. Then Me Selecto. Easy Goer is yet to do his best running. He is still 9 lengths off the lead of Slew City Slew. He's 5 lengths behind Sunday Silence, and now he's beginning to roll. They've run a half mile in 46 1/5 seconds. Slew City Slew weakening on the lead. Blushing John has been tracking him all the way. Sunday Silence bracing for the oncoming power of Easy Goer, who's right at his neck, and the stage is set with 3 furlongs to run in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Blushing John taking the lead, 3/8 of a mile out. It's Blushing John in front. Sunday Silence on the outside, gearing up now. He's left Easy Goer 2.5 lengths behind. They're coming to the top of the stretch, and Blushing John is under a hand ride. He leads by 1.5 lengths. Sunday Silence, a threatening presence on the outside. Easy Goer is set down and he's put to a fierce drive. Coming to the final furlong, Sunday Silence surges to the front. Blushing John trying to fight back. Easy Goer with one final acceleration, and Sunday Silence holds on, and he wins by a desperate neck. Easy Goer was too late, not enough.
So that's the last race they had. Does this settle an argument? I mean, you got one with 3 out of 4, but is it that much of a blowout?
No, and that's why we're talking about it in 2021. That those were four classic races, and how about Chris Mccarron getting in the irons on Sunday Silence for the Breeders' Cup? Rode almost practically defined his career. Already an established jockey, but that is definitely an earmark on a Hall of Fame career. Stepping in for this race and how he rode him, and then tip of the cap also to Easy Goer. We looked like we were watching the race just a little bit ago, and looked like the race was over, but did have a little bit more gas in the tank, but just not enough. If it was going another 2 lengths, could Easy Goer have won?
You know, and you do look at that, the jockey thing, because you think about, like, was this a whole jockey thing? And obviously you have great jockeys aboard. And Pat Benzoil, shame on you. It was a cocaine charge, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, I know. It was
Jesus, dude, come on, man. Like, lay off the blow for a minute, bro. But this was the 80s.
Miami, the 80s.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's the end of the 80s. So, but yeah, because you do look at it like, boy, if they could run those races, those are those races they ran 50 times, it'd be 25-25. It just happened. That was 3 out of 4 for Sunday Silence. Yeah. So
no doubt. We're not, one thing we talk about often with the horses retiring and trainers decide to skip races, things of that nature. We might not see anything like this again.
No, and I mean, maybe if it's 3-year-olds like these guys were, maybe, but they do skip races. They don't, you see them do that. Maybe we thought Tis the Law Authentic were going to have it. They didn't, not even close. Not even the same type of horses. You know what I mean? Had their styles, things like that. I mean, Nick's Go wasn't, was Nick's Go and Charlton going to be that? Didn't look like it when Charlton just blew his doors off. And Nick's Go is just a one-pace horse. It's true. It's not like these horses that could come from anywhere. Lead, back, whatever. Stalkers. Like 2 stalkers that are just
reading a program. You would be able to, is he going to go? Is he going to win with the late pace? How is he going to do it? There weren't so many different categories like you do in 21 looking at past performances. How is this horse going to win?
Yeah. And it's like a horse that, if he hooks up, it's fine. Like I said, you look at these horses now, like the Knicks Goes and everything like that. Once he's passed, he looks like he stops, but he doesn't get passed. So he does a great job. So, but is that ever going to be a fun horse to watch? I mean, fun horse to watch because he's good, but one of these, like, is he ever going to get a rivalry because, Gamine, Gamine,
there you
go. I mean, Swiss Skydiver Authentic, maybe if Swiss Skydiver kept up that level and when Authentic stayed, maybe they'd have that because they had a nice little duel.
They did.
Different kind of horses. So we'll see. And I'm sure people will say stuff about that comment, but I think that's what it is. I think it takes a certain running style and type of horse to have a rivalry like this. Affirmed an Alidar,
Look at the quarter. I want to go back to this race for one quick minute. Quarter at 22-2. They have at 46. It's
in deeper tracks. You got to think that too. In deeper tracks, I think it was like 45 and change this one, but they do that running time now, all that crazy stuff. So those times aren't even right, but you could just see, I mean, yeah, they don't let horses get loose back then.
No.
It's a lot of it's craziness. It's just I don't know. I hope we have this again. It'll be a lot of fun, and
Would be.
I feel like it's never been resolved. I don't feel like Sunday Silence is the total winner. You want to vote for more? You took 3 out of 4. Hey, the champ is the champ, won the classic. But I don't think it's ever been resolved with this is a better racehorse.
No, well, even either of them, they are not mentioned in the same breath as some of the all-time greats, or even some of the more modern horses that they're sadly almost forgotten about. I mean, I think sadly Sunday Silence died in Japan, I believe, and just
Great
they're
sire
not.
out there, though. Great sire.
Oh, hell of a sire.
Yeah.
Hell of a sire. But yeah, I really don't think they get enough, either of the horses or this rivalry gets enough press or enough credit. I mean, it really, at the end of the day, really wasn't that long ago.
No, it really wasn't. Well, especially to us because we're old. No, it was. We do forget about these things, and we should look back at these horses and what they did, and it was incredible. And let us know what you guys think about who you think was better. Maybe if they ran again, maybe if we had the Pegasus back in the day, they could have came back at it. And that would have been a good.
There you go.
You know, something like that, because that would have been like 2 months later, right?
Right.
That would have been really cool. Who would have won that race? A little shorter. It's like, would it be a repeat of the Preakness? Who knows?
Would Mccarron have been in the irons?
Stayed on him. Yeah. It's very interesting. I don't know what he did next. Who was on him next? Funny thing, and this is why I hate sometimes rankings. At the end of the day, Sunday Silence was ranked 31 of top 100 horses of all time of the 20th century, and Easy Go is ranked 34. Hard to separate those two. Similar records.
Yeah.
I don't know how they couldn't be back to back 31, 32. I don't know.
No.
Middle of them. How close could those horses be to Sunday?
I smell a Triple Clowns poll coming.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So Tom, anything to add on this great rivalry?
I think that we covered it. I believe, like I said, that hopefully with us talking about it, might get a couple more eyes out there for the folks who were either too young or weren't into horse racing at the time. And for those of us old farts like you and I who are old enough, can recapture some of those memories and just talk about it and share stories. And that's what the Triple Clown Time Machine is all about. We're going to go back in time and talk about a couple of these things. And this was the first one that we decided to do because it is, I feel very strongly about this period in time, and we're going to do it again soon.
Yeah, not too far, not too recent, kind of perfect. And we'll go further back, and we're going to have to search for ones and let us know what you guys want to see, what year you guys want to see, and we'll do it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, G. Randall Johnson and Tom from Tom and Tom Racing, pop the collar. I'm going to untight roll my pants because it's cutting off the circulation in my feet right now. There it is. Back to the 80s, throwing it back. We'll see you guys later for next time for Triple Clown's Time Machine. See you there, everybody.